Charlie Kirk, a well-known conservative activist in the United States and staunch ally of President Donald Trump, was shot dead at an event at Utah Valley University, UVU, on Wednesday. Video of the incident circulating on social media showed Kirk speaking to a large outdoor crowd when a loud crack, a gunshot, rang out. Kirk briefly clutched his neck before collapsing from his chair, sending attendees fleeing. He was 31 years old. What really happened? Kirk was on a speaking tour, and his stop at UVU was the first of at least 15 scheduled events at universities around the country as part of his American Comeback Tour. Before the shooting, he was seated at his Prove Me Wrong debating table, taking questions from an audience outdoors. Videos show that Kirk was going back and forth with a student about mass shootings and transgender people when he was shot. "Do you know how many transgender Americans have been mass shooters over the last 10 years?" Kirk was asked. "Too many," Kirk responded as the crowd clapped. "Do you know how many mass shooters there have been in America over the last 10 years? To which Kirk replied, "Counting or not counting gang violence." Seconds later, Kirk could be seen struck in the neck as he fell from his chair. According to reports, Kirk was shot about 20 minutes after he began speaking at approximately 12:10 p.m., 1810 GMT. In footage from the event, Kirk can be seen moving his hand towards his neck as he falls from his chair, sending the attendees running. In another clip, blood can be seen gushing from his neck immediately after he was shot. No one else was shot during the event. Kirk's wife and children were present during the incident. Where did the shooting happen? The shooting took place in the UVU courtyard, about 64 kilometers, 40 miles south of Salt Lake City. A spokeswoman for the university said Kirk was shot from the roof of the school's Losi Center, a campus building 200 yards, roughly 180 meters from the event area. It was not clear whether the shot was fired from a rooftop or an open window. The school was founded in 1941 as a vocational school for war production training. UVU enrolled more than 46,800 students in 2023. Who was Charlie Kirk? Kirk was one of the most prominent conservative activists and media personalities in the U.S. and a trusted ally of President Trump. He co-founded Turning Point USA, a nonprofit conservative advocacy group, when he was just 18. Kirk's group grew into the country's largest conservative youth movement, and over the years, he became a central player in a network of pro-Trump influencers, often described as the face of the Make America Great Again movement. Trump often credited Kirk with bringing many young voters and voters of color over to his side during the 2024 presidential campaign. He was also a sharp critic of mainstream media and threw himself into culture war battles over race, gender, and immigration. His provocative style won him a loyal support base, but also fierce opposition. Kirk became a close friend of the president's eldest son, Donald Trump Jr., and the two traveled together to Greenland in January. He also emerged as an early supporter of Vice President J.D. Vance as Trump was deciding whether the senator would be his running mate. Kirk had 5.5 million followers on the platform X and hosted The Charlie Kirk Show, a podcast and radio program that reached more than 500,000 listeners each month. He made regular appearances on Fox News, including a recent guest co-hosting slot on Fox and Friends. According to a report by the New York Times, Kirk never pursued a role within the administration. His aim was to reshape the Republican Party and, more broadly, U.S. politics. "We want to transform the culture," he told the New York Times Magazine in February. Kirk also built a fortune through his popular podcast, frequent speaking engagements, and books, including his 2020 bestseller, The MAGA Doctrine. On social media, he posted constantly, offering a right-wing perspective on a plethora of issues. In response to the fatal, unprovoked stabbing of a white woman by a black man, Kirk posted this on X on Tuesday. What do we know about the shooter? There was confusion about whether a suspect was in custody. A person of interest was in custody on Wednesday evening, Utah Governor Spencer Cox said, though no charges were immediately announced. Later, Utah police said 2 people had been considered suspects, but they were released after officials found they had no links to the shooting. Bo Mason, the head of the Utah Department of Public Safety, said a suspect was described as being dressed in all dark clothing. He said 1 shot was fired in the fatal attack. 6 officers were working the event, and there were more than 3,000 people in attendance, according to Jeff Long, chief of the UVU police. Kirk also had a private security team with him. This is a dark day for our state. It's a tragic day for our nation, Utah Governor Cox said. I want to be very clear that this is a political assassination. Currently, the campus is closed according to the university, and it will remain closed until September 14th. On behalf of Utah Valley University, we are shocked and saddened by the tragic passing of Charlie Kirk, a guest to our campus. Our hearts go out to his family, UVU said. UVU said while an investigation is ongoing, there is no continuing threat to the campus.